businesses in Stark County get together with things in the community, good things happen. And that's why we're here to talk about Safety First. Tell me about the program, how it got started.
Kind of took me back to working at Buckeye Sports back in the 1970s when I was in high school. And John Sherbin and B. Sherbin, who owned Buckeye Sports, had a program where they would give all sixth grade students in the county a fishing pole every spring to remind the kids about being outside and kind of being focused on nature. So I came back with that idea came back in my head when Vicki Haynes and I were talking about this, and we kind of came up with the idea, what if we could give kids something and our team could go out and do it? So we know that each hour on the average about 50 children present at an emergency room somewhere across the country, all emergency rooms in the country, about 50 per hour with some type of injury falling off of some type of wheeled apparatus. So maybe a bicycle, a skateboard, roller skates. We also know that about 40% of parents don't require their children to have to wear a bicycle helmet. So we're really trying to make an impact on both the child and the parents as we send the bike helmets home from the school.
This is a big investment for the foundation and for employees.
From delivering the helmets to purchasing the helmets to going into the schools, tracking attendance. We do track attendance for our volunteers so that they can show proof that they volunteered.
This has to be something that makes you pretty proud.
I am. I'm very proud. It costs us about $10 a student a year, but also with the labor that goes into it because our volunteers do this on work time.
So tell me your job with Aultman.
So I work in human resources for AultCare, which is our health plan. And I actually got to be a participant as a volunteer yesterday at my son's first grade class at Lake Cable Elementary School. So that was a good experience.
The foundation and the hospital, their mission is obviously to be part of the community.
With the hospital and our delivery of care network, with AultCare and our health plans and our college. And so we engage everybody that wants to participate from all parts of the organization in the process.
We have approximately 400 plus volunteer spots in order to serve all of these schools.
And I think it's a great way for us not only to give something to the kids in the schools, but for our employees to give back to the community by volunteering some time to go out and put the bike helmets on the kids.
Over the last 10 years, we have provided 55,000 students with a bicycle helmet.
We were talking earlier about the fact that maybe some parents don't require their kids to wear the helmet. Are the kids telling the parents, hey, I need to wear a helmet now?
I believe that they are. We also send, with the coloring book that they receive in the classroom, they have a letter from our administration that they take home to review with their parents. We also instruct them to take the book home and review it with them as well. That way they can share their experience that they had in the classroom that day, but it also makes the families more aware of bicycle safety and what they can do to help their children also.
It was fun to get to see my son. I didn't tell him I was coming, so he was quite surprised to see his mother walking in to his classroom yesterday, but at the end of the day, he told me I did a good job, so I got the seal of approval for my son.
That's all that matters.
Sometimes we run into kids who don't have a bike, and we figure out how to get them a bike. Sometimes we run into other situations where kids don't want a helmet with Aultman on it because maybe their parents work for another health system in the area, so they scratch the Aultman off. You know, it's kind of fun to see what happens. We had one young man send $1 back to help pay for his bike helmet the first year that we did it. You know, it's a small thing, but the other side of it is, you know, head injuries in our emergency rooms across the country happen every day to kids who do not have a helmet on when they're riding a bike, riding a skateboard, or you know, some other wheel type of go-kart or something like that. So if we can get the kids to wear their helmets when they're young, hopefully they'll wear them when they're older. And we know that about 40% of parents say that they don't require their kids to wear a bike helmet across the country. So we're really trying to make that difference and kind of create a behavior, if you will, of starting them out with a helmet when they're first grade.
We want to say thank you very much for all you're doing for the youth of our community, and welcome to Share the Good Stark County family, and we want to give you this certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aultman!
Share the Good Stark County, brought to you by the Canton Regional Chamber of Commerce and News Talk 1480, WHBC.